The greatest secret to wealth and riches. The greatest secret to wealth and riches. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. God so loved, and he gave all to prove it. And by that giving only one soul. Since the time Christ came and died, God has been receiving souls and God has been receiving supplies. He doesn't need any money. All he wants is for us to have more than enough to meet every divine obligation here on earth. Hear me. God does not need our money. Silver and gold are his. All God is looking for, all he wants to see, are people that he can trust with his word upon the earth. How can you flow in wealth and riches? Act like God. Very simple. If you want to be in command of wealth and riches, act like God. Open your hands wide and liberally give to those in need, even in your need. Even with your need, even in your lack, and even with your lack, open your arms wide, open your hands wide, and liberally give out to those who are in need. As much as lies in you, do good to all men, especially those who are believers. Do good to all men. Be liberal in your giving. Don't be selfish. Forget about yourself. As you give, he shall return back to you, because every seed sower is always a harvester. Those who are not seed sowers, some of them end up as thieves, some as beggars, some as borrowers. That's it. If you're not a giver, you will end up either begging or borrowing or stealing. That's it. Or you live in lack and suffer without having anything. But when you are a liberal seed sower, harvest time is always a joyful time. When people are thinking of going to harvest few because they planted few, because you planted much, you are saying you are hiring tractors, you are hiring laborers, you are hiring vehicles, cargoes to go and carry back from the field your harvest. So the more liberal you are, the more open you are to receiving great harvests. That's why God says give bountifully. Don't give sparingly. Listen, we are all doing farming work. If I plant one seed, I will harvest my harvest from one seed. If you plant 2 billion seeds, your harvest will come from 2 billion seeds. Every naira, every dollar, every pound, every euro is just like one maize seedling. $1, one maize. $10, 10 maize seedlings. $1 billion, 1 billion seeds. If you sow 1 billion seeds, imagine your harvest. If I sow 10,000 seeds, imagine my harvest. So nobody is your problem. Your problem is your understanding. Your understanding, and then your unbelief. God is not a robber. The kingdom of God is like a man who went to sow. He sowed his seeds. He went back and slept night and day. Suddenly the thing grew, matured, and it was harvest time. He came back to reap his harvest. Mark chapter 4, from verse 26 to verse 29. That's the kingdom. Matthew chapter 13, 44 to 46. The kingdom of God is like a man who was looking for one treasure. He found one in a field. He went and hid it for joy. Went and sold all he had, came and bought the field with the treasure in it. Again, God's kingdom is like a man who was looking for a pearl, a merchant looking for a pearl of great price or value. He found one. He went and sold all he had, like Dangote, like Otedola. Went and sold all he had to come and buy that pearl, because he knew in the purchase of that pearl, he will become richer. So your investment into the kingdom does not make you poorer. It makes you richer. Until you understand that you're going to struggle. God is wishing that his people prosper. Why? Because the demand for people to prosper in the kingdom is always misunderstood by God's people. The devil makes you think that when you give into the kingdom, you are given to a pastor. It's a lie. He wants you to invest into the world that he rules, because he knows he wants to rob you of your wealth. Listen to me. Satan is the god of this world. He's a thief. Every investment you make here into this world, Satan will take it from you. If you put into banks, he will give you maybe 2-3% or 10% increase. Which bank give you 10%? Which one? So they will rob you your money. You can't use it well, and they will keep the harvest for years. Use it to expand the kingdom of the devil while you struggle and God's kingdom lacks. But imagine if we put in the word into God's kingdom, God will give us good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over as returns. Minimum is 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold, manifold, exceeding, abundantly, far above all we can imagine fold. That is what God has planned for us. So when you invest into the kingdom of God, you are making the best investments. Satan knows he cannot manipulate that. He cannot manipulate that. So he doesn't want you to understand that. He makes you see that when you give to God's work, pastors are going to be richer. That is stupidity. When you invest in a bank, you make Satan and his children richer. But when you invest into God's kingdom, God makes you richer. Hear me well. When you invest into the kingdom of God, God makes you richer. But when you invest into the world, whether in banks, in stocks, in crypto, in shares, in everything, you are making Satan's children and Satan's kingdom richer, because they will take it, use it to invest and advance the cause of the devil, and God's work suffers. Meanwhile, you're a child of God. So who loses? God and you. Because they won't give you much, but when you invest into God's kingdom, God gives you minimum 30-fold. Second, 60-fold. Third, 100-fold. Next, manifold. That's what God says. Manifold. After that, exceeding abundantly above all we can ever imagine or ask for. These are the things God does for us. So when you give to God's work, God makes you richer. When you give to this world, you make Satan and his children richer, and you are made poorer. God's kingdom is robbed. That's why God is reaching. I wish above all things that my children can believe me as they believe stock marketers, as they believe cryptocurrency sellers, as they believe the word and devil who is a liar. Satan is a liar. All his children are liars, but God is true and God can never lie. So when God says, I'm going to give you 30-fold, that's what you expect from him, minimum. 60-fold next, 100-fold next, manifold next, and then exceeding abundantly far above all you can ever ask or imagine for. I believe God. I don't invest into this world. I invest into heaven, into the kingdom of God, because I know that is where all I need is coming from. God will supply every need of mine according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. If I give, I will be healthy. If you give to the devil, you are going to spend money to buy medication. Listen, you are going to die sick. I'm not telling you what is. If you invest your money into this world, you are going to die sick. You will be spending money to care for yourself, to care for your health until you die. But I have been investing in the kingdom since 1991, May 31st to today. I have not taken one face because of sickness. I don't know sickness. As soon as I'm very sound, watch me. Be watching me from now, if you can. As you see me, that's how I will be in the next 50 years. 100 years Christ status. Watch it. No devil will take me out of this world. Sickness will never see my body. You won't see me. You can be healthy. God will supply all of your needs. God will bless you in every area of life. When you are a liberal giver to the kingdom, when you become a kingdom promoter, you invest all. You partner with God. Listen, God will bless you. But if you partner with the devil, you are going to take care of a lot of things for yourself. I'm telling you, whether I like it or not, you're going to die sick. Be wise. Invest in the kingdom, and what God bless you with blessings. I'll see you again now next video. Peace.